This is the Lexus LX 600 Ultra Luxury, a car that no one really needs, but it's really easy to want one. It shares its DNA with the global Land Cruiser 300, and it was completely redesigned in 2022. So today I'm going to test it and see if it's as good off-road as people say it really is. So there are 5 models to choose from: a base model, the volume seller, which is going to be the premium model, a luxury, and then this ultra luxury model made specifically for those who want to sit in the right rear seat. More on that later. So you certainly can't miss the Lexus spindle grille from your rear view mirror, and it also gets you the closest shave ever. So the LX uses a body-on-frame construction. It's on the TNGA Toyota Global platform, and the wheelbase hasn't changed. It's about 112 inches between the wheels, but the track is a little bit wider than it was before. So you get control arms up front and a live rear axle at the back, and then only the F Sport, which is the sporty model, gets an anti-roll bar at the rear. So at the back, in this very squared off body, you get around 41 cubic feet of space behind the rear seats, which is a little bit less than you get in the standard model because these seats have the special business class feature that I'll show you later on, hence this weird piece of material here. As it should be, the spare is underneath, and then you do get a little bit of storage space under the mat. You also get this little Toyota Emergency Assistance Kit. I'm surprised it doesn't say Lexus on there. So under the hood, you get a twin-turbo 6-cylinder, 3.4 liters, good for 409 horsepower, 479 foot-pounds of torque, driven through a 10-speed automatic transmission. It also has a torsion center diff that you can lock. 0 to 60 takes 6.1 seconds, and on the highway, get around 22 miles to the gallon. As standard on this car, you get these massive 22-inch rims, not the best for off-roading, and they're on 265 50s all around, wearing these Dunlop Grand Trek, and these are all seasons. They're not all terrains, but they're actually pretty decent tires. So how much is it? Well, it is magnificently expensive. This car will cost you a shade under $130,000. So here I am in the back, where backseat passengers get the better deal, which is unusual because I got a really comfortable seat, I got massage feature, and a whole lot more, including this kind of cool screen that I can watch my mirrored content on. And then I can push this seat forward. There it goes. So it is completely out of the way. It'll tuck itself all the way to the front. There's no way you could get a passenger in there with the seat in that position. And then I can control this seat here, which takes me all the way back, and then I can control the footrest. So the footrest will come out like this, and then I can put my feet on it, and then I can recline this even more back, and it's good night for me. After some complaints for the first year this came out, Lexus finally gave us wireless headsets, which makes a little bit more sense. There's 2 of them in the back here, and some more power and a place to plug regular headphones in. As you can see, you also get a nice shade here. What you don't get is a full sunroof, which is kind of annoying because backseat passengers might want to look at the stars as well. But quality is incredible. Don't get me wrong, it is super nice in the front, apart from no wireless charger, so your phone goes on there or in there. Very comfortable seats, multi-way power, super soft leather, very, very comfortable indeed, and so beautifully made, as you would expect with pretty much any Lexus. So the LX 600 has a full-time 4-wheel drive system, so you're always in four-wheel drive. It also has an MTS or multi-terrain select system with different options depending on which of the drive modes you're in. So over here you've got low or high 4, and then here's your MTS button. Auto, dirt, sand, mud, and deep snow. All right, but if we select L4, you get a super nice surround sound cam. You get auto, sand, mud, and rock. It also has a DAC crawl control system. It's like a cruise control system with hill descent control, and you can adjust the speed, etc. So you have to be in drive, and then you can select DAC crawl control. And then the cool feature is up here in the dash, you can get turn control. So that brakes the rear inside tire to give you a tighter turn. Down here, you can also lock the center diff and turn the traction control on and off. And then here is where you adjust the height. It's got around 8 and a bit inches of clearance in normal mode. It'll go up to, I think, I want to say 10.3, but I'm not 100% sure. Lexus doesn't advertise what those heights are. The standard touchscreen is pretty cool. It works really well. You've got radio, settings, etc. Weird position for the start-stop button. Occasionally you tend to confuse it for the volume control, but it all works really well. Both front seats get a heated and cooled seats and a heated steering wheel. Then you also get a couple of USBs at the front. And then this spot here that I mentioned earlier, rubberized pad, which really should be a wireless charger, isn't, but it is a pretty good space to keep your phone. And then finally, you get a cool box to keep your drinks cold. And then finally, from a four-wheel drive perspective, this car has a 27.4 degree approach angle, 28 degree breakover angle, and a 26.3 departure angle. So all in all, the interior is magnificent. It's a great car. We did take some footage earlier. I'm going to show you that right now so we can show you how it goes on road. So driving along, it actually is quite comfortable, although at times, because it rides on these 22-inch wheels, some of these potholes can be a little jarring. So I'm going to put it in comfort mode, which is the softest suspension mode. Makes the transmission a little bit reluctant to change down, but that's just fine. We're on regular surface streets here. One of the things that you do feel, though, instantly is it's very big. I mean, it's not the widest vehicle that you can get. I mean, full-size pickups are wider. This is about 6'6" wide. It just feels big in everything it does, which is interesting because the inside feels quite small, a bit like a TARDIS, only the opposite. So the twin-turbo 6 is definitely a huge improvement over the old V8, which simply didn't have enough torque. This one is much better, as is the transmission. Now, acceleration is pretty good. 0 to 60, 6.1 seconds. Jiggles a little bit more over rough pavement in Sport S, but I prefer it when driving on the freeway. Foot down. Does gain speed quite quickly. Tons of torque in this engine. Red line's around 5,800 RPM, and it sounds good doing it. Brakes are pretty reassuring too. Let's pitch it into this turn here on this freeway interchange, and it doesn't roll too much in Sport S. It rolls all over the place in normal mode. So far, these Dunlops have been pretty good tires. So we're not really going to drive a whole long way on these regular roads, because this car is much more fun off-road. Despite rolling on 22s, it does have some decent tires, so we're going to test it out there. So we're going to head down here. We should arrive at our off-road section, and we will test and see how good this car is off-road. All right, so let's drive it a little bit off-road. I'm in H4. I'm going to leave it in H4. I'm not going to do anything really crazy right now. I'm in H4. I'm in a high 2, so it's not on the highest, but we'll see how it goes. There's some big ruts along here, so we'll see what happens. Just want to see how the system works. Some pretty deep ruts in here. But I feel like this car is not going to have much of a problem here. It's still a little bit soft, but easily through there. A little wobbly there. Really fairly deep one. Suspension super compliant. This was completely full of water, but it isn't anymore. Down into that pretty deep one, and got the suspension high enough that we're not hitting the nose. All right, go when ready. Yeah, it's doing it. It's locking that rear wheel. Lexus turn control. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I feel like this car's not going to have any problems along here, so we'll have to give it something a little bit tougher to do. So we'll head over to a nice steep hill and we'll see how it goes over there. So I'm just going to put it into neutral for a second, go back into H4. I just don't need L4 along here, and then we'll choose dirt, which is what there is here, and then off we go. So here we are at the bottom of the hill. We're in 4 low. Suspension is at its highest level. I've picked sand. It's sort of really loose dirt, like really soft sand, and then I'm going to turn it to rock when we get close to the top. So here goes. Put the seat forward a little bit, and off we go. Really big rut on the right hand side. Get any slippage on these loose rocks here. To be very careful here. Little bit of slippage there. You can hear every system working to get me to the top of this hill. A little bit of slide to the left, but oh my goodness. look at us go. I mean, that was so ridiculously easy. 22-inch wheels and street tires. Yeah, keep straight. You're quite away from this. Yeah, you're good. Brilliant. All right, let's test the Lexus axle articulation here. Gas. Give it some gas and let me see what's going on. Oh, okay. So your rear tire's slipping. You want to try the diff lock? Okay, slow. A bit of a wheel in the air. I think we can do it. Come on, Lexus. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So what do we think? Well, this car's a little bit quirky. It's a little bit old-fashioned. It's a little bit expensive, but it really is good on-road. And it's magnificent off-road. It's got all the bells and whistles of the old Land Cruiser 300. Although I would not expect any buyer spending this much money to actually take it somewhere like this. And the other good thing is, unlike a Range Rover, it won't leave you stranded on the side of the road. Once again, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time for another video. Out.